Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskritya. Narayanam Namaskritya. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Tato Jayamudiraye. Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu avadreshu. Nashtaprayeshu avadreshu. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Sloke. Bhagavati Uttama Sloke. Bhaktir Bhavati Naishiti. Bhaktir Bhavati Naishiti. So we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, text number 17. This verse explains the appearance of Lord Krishna. So I will chant, and if you can repeat. Satyam vidhatum nijavittavasitam. Satyam vidhatum nijavittavasitam. Bhaktim ca bhuteshu akileshu chatmanaha. Bhaktim ca bhuteshu akileshu chatmanaha. Adrishyadbhuta adbhuta rupam uttamam. Adrishyadbhuta rupam uttamam. Samve sabhayam namidam namanasam. Samve sabhayam namidam namanasam. Satyam vidhatum nijavittavasitam. Satyam vidhatum nijavittavasitam. Bhaktim ca bhuteshu akileshu chatmanaha. Adrishyadbhuta rupam uttamam. Adrishyadbhuta rupam uttamam. Samve sabhayam namidam namanasam. Samve sabhayam namidam namanasam. Vidhatum nijavittavasitam. Satyam vidhatum nijavittavasitam. Bhaktim ca bhuteshu akileshu chatmanaha. Bhaktim ca bhuteshu akileshu chatmanaha. Adrishyadbhuta rupam uttamam. Adrishyadbhuta rupam uttamam. Samve sabhayam namidam namanasam. Samve sabhayam namidam namanasam. Translation and purport by Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. To prove that the statement of his servant Prahlad Maharaj was substantial, in other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. The form was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. Thus the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in the assembly hall. Purport. When Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad Maharaj, "Where is your Lord? Is he present in this pillar?" Prahlad Maharaj fearlessly replied, "Yes, my Lord is present everywhere." Therefore, to convince Hiranyakashipu that the statement of Prahlad Maharaj was unmistakably true, the Lord appeared from the pillar. The Lord appeared as half lion and half man, so that Hiranyakashipu could not understand whether the great giant was a lion or a human being. To substantiate Prahlad's statement, the Lord proved that his devotee, as declared in Bhagavad Gita, is never vanquished. Panteya Pati Janihi Name Bhakta Pranasati. Prahlad Maharaj, demoniac father, had repeatedly threatened to kill Prahlad, but Prahlad was confident that he could not be killed, since he was protected by the Supreme Lord. By appearing from the pillar, the Lord encouraged the devotee, saying in effect, "Don't worry, I am present here." By manifesting his form as Nrsimhadev, the Lord also preserved the truth of Lord Brahma's promise that Hiranyakashipu was not to be killed by an animal or any man. The Lord appeared in a form that could not be said to be fully a man or a lion. Mukham karti vachalam panghulam kaitengrim jatvipatamaham vande Sri Gurum Niratarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishtaram. Hope everybody has arrived. Very wonderful experience.
You can hear?
Today is also the first day of Navadip Mandal Parikrama in Mayapur. So I was feeling the same today. Instead of Navadip Mandal, we are doing AHOBILAM Parikrama. It's a very beautiful place, surrounded by hills, next to a very auspicious pond or kund, where Parshuram did tapasya, austerities, and Nrsimhadev blessed him here. Parshuram did austerity, so I was saying he did not want that we also avoid that austerity. So he made sure that whoever will come in the future will have to also do some austerity to take the darshan of the Supreme Personality of God. So Lord Nrsimhadev is very, very special form of the Supreme Lord. And I also explained yesterday, Lord Nrsimhadev comes once in a day of Brahma. He does not appear in every Satyayuga. He appears once in a day of Brahma. And in one day of Brahma there is a series of Satyayuga, 1000 Satyayugas. In one of those Satyayugas, Lord Nrsimhadev appeared. Not appeared, he appears. Maybe he is appearing in one of the universes because there are unlimited universes. And every moment there is appearance of the Lord. So maybe now in some of the universes, God is appearing from the pillar. Sometimes he appears in heavenly planets, sometimes he appears in AHOBILAM, in other universes, different places. But the concept of appearance is clear. He comes to protect the devotees and to annihilate the demons. In order to be killed by the Lord, you have to be very special demon. It's not so easy to become Hiranyakashipu. So nothing like Hiranyakashipu. In order to become Hiranyakashipu, one has to perform austerities, much more severe austerities than devotees. It was declared by Brahma, the austerity Hiranyakashipu did. It was never done before by anyone, and it cannot be done by anyone in the future. Austerity is the foundation, whether to become a devotee or to become a demon. Nothing comes easy. If you want to make your life easy, then you will become crazy. But in order to become a serious person in any field, we have to be austere. So Lord very boldly declares by his appearance that his devotee cannot be killed by demons. Hiranyakashipu was not an ordinary demon. Yesterday we were hearing how the devatas became his servants, order carriers. That was the level of authority he established all over the universe. He was the king, not king, Lord of the universe. Everybody used to give Prabhupada in the name of Hiranyakashipu Bhagavan. Hiranyakashipu Bhagavan ki it's not a problem. Narada said, I used to do also. That was the power. But only one person objected to the supremacy of Hiranyakashipu. That was Prahlad. Only 5 years old. And that is the nature of material existence. There will be always somebody to object you. Right? You cannot have absolute authority. Only absolute authority is with the Supreme Personality of God. And that is also eternal. Any authority in this world is also temporary. He was the Supreme Person, but he was killed by Lord Vishnu. Then what was his supremacy? So Lord protects his devotees, and to have that confidence is one of the symptoms of Saranagati. That Lord will definitely protect me. And that's why devotees become fearless. Prahlad was fearless, but we are very fearful. Why? Because we are not confident what's going to happen. But Prahlad is very confident. Prabhupada made statement that is for a devotee, whether he is living or dying, is the same. Because his occupation is to serve the Lord. Whether he is alive in his body or he leaves his body and gets another body, his devotional service to the Lord will continue. So in order to be fearless, we have to have uninterrupted devotional service. Apratihata Bhakti. Sabai Pumsa Para Dharma, Jato Bhakti Adhaksade, Ahoituki Apratihata, Jayatma Suprasithati. Pure devotional service has two characteristics which are mentioned in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. One is Ahoituki, means unmotivated. Apratihata means uninterrupted. In this world, our activities are always interrupted by different obstacles. But pure devotional service cannot be obstructed, cannot be hindered by any obstacles of this material world. Just like the river flows towards the ocean, overcoming all the obstacles, in the same way, pure devotees continue their devotional services to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, overcoming all the obstacles. Why Prahlad was fearless? Because he was always remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead, continuous remembrance. Apratihata means continuous. And sadhaka should be regular. Regularly and constantly. Two aspects. Devotional service should be rendered regularly and devotional service should be rendered constantly. One is at the level of a sadhaka and other one is at the level of a siddha. Regularly means what? It's a big question. Some may say, oh, I come to the temple every Janmashtami. I come on every camp, whatever is organized. I am very, very regular. I never missed any Janmashtami in my life. Very regular. But regular means at least daily. And people feel very discouraged by that. Once in a week is okay, How come daily? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam means constantly, but as a sadhaka we should do it regularly. And how many hours? That is another question mark. First question mark was addressed, that was regularly means daily. Then how many hours in a day? So I was hearing, it's a very interesting topic. While Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, he used to hear from Gadadhar Pandit in Tota Gopinath temple. He used to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, and Gadadhar Pandit is Srimati Radharani. Radharani is speaking and Krishna is hearing. And how long he used to hear? At least 3 hours every day. That was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's day. Raghunath Swami, while he was at the bank of Radhakund, he used to narrate the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day. For how long? At least 3 hours. Srila Prabhupada, when he started ISKCON movement in New York City, the Thompson Square Park under the tree, he used to chant the holy name at least 3 hours every day. While Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on this planet, he used to dance in Harinam Sankirtan minimum 3 hours every day. So 3 hours is a magic number. And Srila Prabhupada, being the genius Acharya, he also has given us without recognizing. We cannot recognize that 3 hours magic figure. He has given us 2 hours of chanting of the holy name and 1 hour hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So in that way, we can also cover minimum 3 hours of sadhana bhakti. Along with Mangala Aarti. Prabhupada said, getting up early in the morning is very, very important aspect of sadhana bhakti. And he used to encourage his devotees, get up before 4 o'clock. But Mangalarti was not there at the beginning of ISKCON movement. Prabhupada expected that he will get up early in the morning, but he realized it's not happening. That's why he introduced Mangalarti. And getting up in the morning and attending Mangalarti is very, very auspicious. And somebody asked Prabhupada, when we can miss Mangalarti? All types of questions. And Prabhupada also was very expert in answering those questions. He said, when you are dead. So Prabhupada emphasized so much on attending Mangalarti. And if you cannot get up early in the morning, that is a symptom of spiritual weakness. Prabhupada used to mention that. So generally, the acharyas don't sleep at all. Prabhupada says, pure devotee never sleeps. And by hearing that, we go to sleep. You think, why it will be possible? Impossible. Impossible. But it's a process. So regularly, we lead to constant. Some devotee asked Prabhupada, how can I remember the Lord while I am sleeping? High level of expectation. Desire is also very high level. So Prabhupada is asked him back, what do you think when we are awake? We sleep during japa, but we want to chant during sleeping. That is our desire. So I say, before remembering Krishna during sleeping, try to be awake during japa. The greatest austerity we can do, keep our eyes open and ears open during these 2 hours. Very, very difficult part. Because you don't have any taste in the holy name. But holy name is the medicine. And we have to take that medicine irrespective of our different difficulties to chant the holy name. So Prahlad was not a sadhaka. He is a Nitya Siddha and he is also Sadhana Siddha. Two personalities combined together appeared as Prahlad. Because always remember Krishna is a symptom of a Siddha. That is the symptom of a perfect devotee. What is the symptom of pure devotee? Who remembers Krishna 24 hours a day. Who does not forget Krishna. That is the symptom of pure devotee. We say, oh, pure devotee means, oh, how he eats, how he sleeps, what he does. We try to externally judge a pure devotee. That is not the way. We should not try to judge a pure devotee because that will create offensive mentality in our heart. But Kali Yuga, we have judgmental mind and we judge according to our levels. But pure devotees are beyond our judgment. That's why it is very, very dangerous to judge a pure devotee. But the symptom of a pure devotee is that he always remembers Krishna 24 hours a day. And that was the situation of Prahlad. And because of that, he was fearless. And if you don't remember Krishna, then you will be in anxiety. Anxiety is the greatest obstacle to experience the joy of Krishna consciousness. And what is the anxiety? Anxiety means what's going to happen. What is going to happen? That is anxiety. So in order to be free from anxiety, we have to remember Krishna. Man mana. That is the essence of all rules and regulations. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And Prahlad Maharaj is the perfect example of remembrance. Whatever has been spoken in Vedas is spoken in Bhagavad Gita, in 18 chapters. And whatever has been spoken in 18 chapters has been spoken in middle 6 chapters, Bhakti Yoga sections. And whatever has been spoken in the middle 6 chapters has been spoken in the 9th chapter. And whatever has been spoken in the 9th chapter, the essence is in the last verse of 9th chapter. That is man mana man. And that is the essence of all Vedic knowledge. Prahlad Maharaj, by his example, he is teaching us that in order to be perfect in our journey, we have to remember Krishna 24 hours a day. But the beginning is hearing. As a sadhaka, at the beginning we should hear more, as much as possible. And we should hear with rapt attention, with Shraddha. So when we hear attentively, then slowly, we can become inspired to do Kirtanam. Prabhupada said, I used to hear, and because of that, I am able to preach now. Srila Bhakti Prabhupada also used to say, oh, I was very attentive in my class. Till the end of the class, he used to sit down and attentively hear my classes. That is the qualification. The first qualification is to hear. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhaka Gunai Shravanadi Siddha Chitte Karma. The dormant love of Krishna can be awakened by hearing, but that hearing should be with attention. Prabhupada used to say, sit properly, hear attentively. Then we should do Kirtanam. And when we become very, very mature in Shravan Kirtan, then naturally, gradually, remembrance will come in our heart and mind. We should not artificially try to remember Krishna. Some people ask during japa what we should meditate. We should not meditate anything. We should only hear the sound vibration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna consciousness begins by hearing. Kamsa became Krishna conscious by hearing the message from the sky. The eighth child of Devaki will be the cause of your death. And from that moment, he became fully Krishna conscious. Even the demons become Krishna conscious by hearing. Right? So Hiranyakashipu also was very, very Krishna conscious. Two types of Krishna conscious personalities, devotee and demons. Krishna conscious devotees, Krishna conscious demons. Prahlad Maharaj explains, the intensity of Krishna consciousness is more for the demons than the devotees. This is the statement that Narada made. Because out of fear, out of envy, we naturally become Krishna conscious. Shishupal, before he was able to speak properly, he used to talk about Krishna. Krishna Katha. Blaspheming Krishna, but Krishna Katha. Why? Because he was Krishna conscious. So you should not think, oh, Krishna consciousness is only for the devotees. No. Those who are Krishna conscious, demons, they attract the mercy of the Lord. So Hiranyakashipu attracted the mercy of Lord Nrsimhadev. Why? Because he was Krishna conscious in a negative way. Prahlad Maharaj was Krishna conscious in a positive way. That's why both personalities are glorified in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Lord gives mercy to both of them, but in a different way. Lord showers his mercy to the demons by killing them. And Lord showers his mercy to the devotees by protecting them. That is the difference. But both of them are given mercy. So when someone is killed by the Supreme Lord Krishna, he is liberated. Or to talk of liberated, they can attain the supreme destination also in Goloka Vrindavan. Putana, she was killed by Krishna and she became the nurse or mother in the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan. So they also get destination, but they cannot get love of God. Demons cannot get love of God, and they will not be allowed to render personal services to Krishna. Putana, although he was awarded the position of a nurse in the spiritual world, but Acharyas are explaining, she is allowed only to see from a distance how Mother Yashoda and other mothers are serving Krishna, but she is not allowed to serve. That's why, in order to serve Krishna in the spiritual world, we have to become devotees. And when we become pure devotees, and when we perform pure devotional service, then we can attain last for Krishna. If we perform Mishra Bhakti, which is mixed, Bhakti can be mixed with karma, jnana, that Bhakti cannot give us prema. That Bhakti can give us Vaikuntha Mukti, maximum, but not prema Bhakti. So love will come only from sadhana Bhakti. And qualification to become a sadhaka is to render pure devotional service. So that is very, very important principle to be understood. Oh, you may think, oh, I am a new devotee, I am a sadhaka, I can enjoy life. If you want to enjoy life and enjoy life, then you cannot be a sadhaka. Sadhaka doesn't want to enjoy life, but he has impurities. That's why Krishna says, a sadhaka may have some difficulties. Even he may temporarily fall down. But Krishna takes care of it. Why? Because a sadhaka does not want to enjoy this world. But he is disturbed by the material desires because he has anarthas. That's why he is a sadhaka. Sadhaka may have anarthas. Sadhaka has anarthas. But a sadhaka does not want to nurture the anarthas. They want to come out from the anarthas. That is the qualification of a sadhaka. So Prahlad Maharaj is a siddha, eternally liberated soul. And he also attained siddhi by sadhana in this world. So two personalities combined together and became Prahlad Maharaj. So Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, you say Vishnu is the Supreme Lord, Vishnu is the Supreme Lord. Where is Vishnu? He is in the pillar? Prahlad said, yes, he is in the pillar. Swami said, we also know. Andantarastha Paramanu Sayantarastha, we learn from Brahma Samhita, he is everywhere. So it's a big deal. Prahlad said, yes, Lord Vishnu was in the pillar. We can also say. So we are also at the level of Prahlad. Not like that. When Hiranyakashipu asked that Lord is there in the pillar, Prahlad could see Nrsimhadev in the pillar. That is the difference between a sadhaka and a siddha. Prahlad could see the Lord. A pure devotee can see the Lord everywhere and anywhere, all the time. That is a sign, a symptom of a pure devotee. Sthapana jangama dekhe na dekhe tar murti, sarvatra hoy tar ishtadeva spurti. He can see the Lord everywhere. And Prahlad Maharaj could see the Lord everywhere, including in the pillar. That is a symptom of a pure devotee, who can see the Lord all the time. So Prahlad Maharaj was at that platform. But Prahlad went through a lot of difficulties. Right? So difficulties are part of our material existence. As long as we are in this material world, as long as we are in this material body, what will get? So when you become devotee, more difficulties. But you don't say that to the new devotees. Don't take it differently. And when you become pure devotees, more difficulties. That is the system established by the Lord. So Prahlad Maharaj went through a lot of difficulties from his father. Why? What crime he committed? His crime was, he was a devotee of the Lord. That was the crime. So in this world, when we become Krishna conscious, Prabhupada explains, difficulties will come. Criticism will come. If people are criticizing, means we are doing something. We should not be discouraged by criticisms. Prabhupada said, I only got criticism in my life. But I never gave up. Because pure devotees are focused in their mission. When we become focused, then criticism cannot disturb us. Because he is absorbed. So when a devotee is absorbed in Krishna consciousness, like Prahlad, nothing can disturb him. But we become disturbed. Why? Because we are not absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada used to say, nobody can disturb us except our mind. Mind is the cause of our disturbance. That's why we have to take care of our mind. Hiranyakashipu is there in the mind. We should not think, oh, Hiranyakashipu existed in Satya Yuga. Hiranyakashipu is still there in our mind and consciousness. Hiranyakashipu consciousness is consciousness of enjoyment. Hiranya means, remember, gold. And Kashipu means soft bed. And that is the goal of our life in this material world. Money and sex. And when our mind will be focused in money and sex, our mind will be always disturbed. Dhayate vishayam pumsa sanghas pujayate, sanghas sanghayate kamo kamat pradojijayate, pradhat bhavati sammoha sammoha sati vibrama, sati vamsa buddhi nasa panasati. So when our mind is absorbed in sense enjoyment, we lose the human form of life. We will be degraded into lower species of life and will go to the lower portion of the universe. That is the consequence or result of absorption in sense enjoyment. That degrades us. But if our mind is absorbed in Krishna, what will happen? That is also declared by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Antakale cha mame smaran mukta kale balam japrayati samam bhavam jati nastatta asanshaya. There is no doubt. If someone quits his body, remembering me, Krishna is declared. After quitting his body, he doesn't have to come back again in this world. He will go back to the spiritual world. So therefore, absorption is very, very important. We need to be absorbed. Absorption means thinking of Krishna. And when we are absorbed, difficulties cannot touch us. There will be difficulties. Just like ocean means waves. You cannot have ocean without waves. If there is no waves, then that is not ocean. That is something else. But if you are in a small boat, then you will drown in that ocean. But if you have a big boat, strong boat, then waves of the ocean cannot disturb. So this world is the ocean of miseries. But when you take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, in the form of remembering Him, then the waves of miseries of this material world cannot disturb us. And that was the position of Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu was planning to kill him in many, many different ways, horrible ways. Sometimes we hear from the boys that our parents are not favorable. I think they are not that unfavorable like Hiranyakashipu. Right? We should be inspired by Prahlad. He is our inspirational personality. We hear so many motivational speeches to become motivated. But Srimad Bhagavatam is filled with all kinds of motivational personalities. Don't search out motivational personalities out of Bhagavatam. They teach us how to be motivated, and after some time they become depressed. They teach us the art of happiness and they commit suicide. That is the so-called motivation of this world. Doesn't work. So real motivational personality is Prahlad. Why is the motivational figure? Because he is motivating us truly. He is not cheating us. That is a symptom of a pure devotee. They don't falsely motivate us. We say we have to be very, very positive. Right? We talk about positivity. But positivity should be based on reality. Bhagavad Gita talks about reality. There is no happiness in this world, that is a reality. There is no water in the desert, that's a reality. You can give seminar after seminar that there is water in the desert. There will not be water in the desert. You can give seminar after seminar, there can be happiness in this world. There cannot be happiness in this world. Why? Everything in this world is temporary. You cannot make this place permanent. You can have many ideas to make it permanent. Not possible. This place is temporary. We do life insurance. Life should be insured. And you get money after death. So, life is insured after death. So that is the nature of this world. So you cannot escape the reality of this world. That's why your devotees They teach us, don't try to escape the reality, embrace the reality in Krishna consciousness. That is the perfection of our life. So Prahlad embraced the reality and he embraced the difficulties with gratitude. That is a symptom of a pure devotee. Who is eligible to enter into the spiritual world? When someone is in difficulty and expresses the gratitude towards the Lord and continues devotional service, he is eligible to enter into the spiritual world. That's why spiritual journey is also full of tests given by the Lord. So we should not think, oh, spiritual life means no difficulty. That is the big difficulty in understanding Krishna consciousness. But when we become Krishna conscious, then Krishna helps us to overcome the difficulty and we become closer and closer to Krishna. And when someone is not Krishna conscious, difficulties will take us away from Krishna more and more. That is the difference between Krishna conscious difficulties and material difficulties. Krishna himself gives the difficulties. Why? Unless we have difficulties, it is not so easy to remember Krishna. Easy time, comfortable time, everything is going nice, everything is happening nicely. Then what will happen? Will decline. Some people say, oh, when I have no problem, I will chant very peacefully. That will never come. I will do bhajan peacefully. I have enough money in the bank account. I have settled all the problems of the family and other responsibilities. Then I can peacefully do Krishna bhajan. That day will never come. So therefore, we have to learn how to be happy in difficulties. That is Krishna consciousness. Karna told Krishna, because I did not take birth in a proper family, that's why I never got justice in my life. And he was giving complaint after complaint, complaint after complaint. And Krishna said, Karna, your problem started after you took birth. But my problem started before I took birth. As soon as the message of my birth came to my uncle, difficulty started. And after I took birth, I escaped the place of my birth and went to Gokul. But I was not complaining, I enjoyed my life. You should learn how to enjoy life in difficulties. And who can enjoy life in difficulties? When you stop complaining. So complaining is the cancer of the mind. We always complain. Why we complain? Because we compare. Comparison. Then after that criticize, nothing happens, complain. And nowadays complaint is not verbal. Anything happens, email. Everything should be on record. My complaint should also be on record. This is the nature of this world. So when we have this tendency, we can be hurt. We will be always miserable. So complaint leads to misery. So this cancer of the mind should be uprooted. So therefore, we should stop complaining. Pure devotee never complains. Prahlad never complains. My dear Lord, what mistake I did? I was only remembering you, but difficulties after difficulties, not from others, from my own father. He never complained. But when Nrsimhadev appeared, after that Prahlad asked, please forgive my father. That is the heart of a pure devotee. He is not envious of anyone, including who is planning to kill him. Who possesses that? The purpose. So in this world, if someone talks very badly, a little badly, we remember that. Where are we time? Now is your time, my time also will come. We cannot forget. He said, please forgive me. He said, I can forgive, but I cannot forget. I remember whole life till I give back. So this is the nature of the conditioned mind. So therefore, in order to be Krishna conscious, we have to give up this cancer of complaining. And that will happen when we become Krishna conscious. Because Krishna consciousness is a positive alternative of everything in this negative spiritual world. So Prahlad is the example by which we can learn so many things. And Prahlad, the main lesson from Prahlad is that we should become fearless in devotional service. Fear is the integral part of our material existence. We are always fearful. And the greatest fear is fear of death. Prahlad was about to be killed, planned to be killed. But he was very, very confident that I am in the hand of the Lord. Whether I am killed or not killed is all Krishna's desire. Marobhi, Rakhobi, Jo Ichha. Because he knows whatever happens to me is good for me. Because I am at the center of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So therefore that confidence is very, very important to become absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we always plan. We always have our own plan. When we have our own plan, it's very difficult to become Krishna conscious. Krishna told, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamikam Saranam Braja Om Tam Sarva Papebhyo Muktasami Masuchaha. So you think, oh, Krishna spoke 5,000 years ago. If he has forgotten, in case. So why not I have my own plan? Krishna has plan A. I should have my plan B. The problem is, when I have my own plan B, plan A does not work. So in order to make plan A work, we have to give up plan B. That is the symptom of surrender. It is a voluntary process. Surrender is a voluntary process. And confidence in the Lord is the symptom of surrender. And that will come when we surrender everything in the service of the Lord. And we will discuss in details today. There is a topic. 6 symptoms of surrender. We have a panel discussion today. So Prahlad Maharaj is the embodiment of the principle of Saranagati, that he is completely dependent on the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why he is fearless. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,